Toy. Good morning. This is Mona, and this is my morning view. Today, Spring Edition 2025, and it is Wonderful Wednesday. Wonderful Wednesday is a day that I give to the Lord here on social media to give Him thanks, gratefulness, gratitude, blessing for the things that the Lord has done. Go find your toy, baby. She's having a little bit of a rough morning. I thank God for this little pups. I do. All right. So, good morning. Wonderful Wednesday. I am thankful to the Lord that He is continually teaching me about something in this season. It's about friendship. Friendship is not something that is like high on my ladder of things to do. I have this insatiable list of I am going to do this and 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 this, and when I'm all done, then I'll have some fun. And He's been showing me that don't worry about the lists. And I'm like, but the lists need to get done. Especially since the list has a little bit to do with obedience. He told me quite a while ago that I needed to get my house in order. And I don't mean all my ducks in a row. I don't mean, all the things that you should have done just in case, you pass. No, he's talking about my physical house needs to be in order because it's a little bit chaotic right now. And part of that reasoning is because when I got sick, and I was sick for so long, I didn't get anything done. And so things got out of place, out of order. There's things that management of space is not being equated correctly. So here it is. I have this space in my house, but it's not conducive to my lifestyle, for one. And two, it's just not in order. It's kind of everywhere. Chaos, like the earth was in chaos, was without form and void. My house is not void. It's full of stuff. Okay, it's full of stuff, but it is chaotic. So it needs to be placed into order. And so He's been calling me to put this space in order. But in the meantime, everything in life is happening around me that just brings me into this sucking time void, this black hole of time. Black hole of time. And so I tend to struggle with this concept of you want me to do something, but there's always something else that's more important than the house, because you've told me the to-do list is not that important. Now, the to-do lists are important. I'm not saying they're not, because there are people that need to have some lists. There are people that need to start that process. However, there are those people that are bound and chained up in the lists. And that's where I was. I was bound and chained up. My list became my God. And so with that, He's like, ditch the list. Don't ditch the list completely, because you need a little bit of a list to stay focused and remember to do the things that you got to do. But you're not to bow down to the list. So as far as all the lists, don't worry about them. You can pick maybe 5-10 things from the list that you need to remember. Like calling someone. You need to remember to call this person for whatever reason. Put that on the list because you need to remember to call that person. For whatever reason, I have to call them. It might be a reason for me, like I need to get something done, and in order to get something done, I have to call this person to get the ball rolling, to get it done. Or I need to call this person because they're a friend. They're a friend, and to support them I need to call them or text them or something. And I get busy throughout my day doing the daily things that keep us alive. And then next thing you know, the time has run out and I haven't done it. So he is reminding me that the lists aren't that important, but I do need to get my house in order, because he asked me to do that years ago, and I still have not completed that project. I start, and then I wane off. I've been finding myself procrastinating lately. I am normally not a procrastinator, but boy, lately I am finding myself procrastinating. So some things have to change, and he's showing me where I'm failing in this process. So I thank God that he is continually working on my life. He's continually working in me, through me, and for me. Thank you, Lord, for these things. Thank you that you're showing me those things that are getting in the way. You're showing me those things that aren't that important and prioritizing those things that are. Now, the things that I'm doing with my time, half of that time is very important, what I'm doing. The other half of the time that I am basically wasting, it's not that good. It's just nothingness. It's a waste of time. It's me procrastinating, not doing what I want to do because I know I'm not going to finish it. And yesterday I talked about doing the one thing. And that's because that's what God's been speaking to me about, is that one thing. So I thank God that he is continually speaking to me, continually working on me, continually improving this, because it's always an improvement. You know, you find an old dresser. It might be missing a few knobs. Some of the drawers might be rickety. Might be some loose boards. That's kind of... When it was first made, it was made beautifully and perfect. But in life, it got banged up a bit. It got moved around. It got used for its purpose. Its purpose actually was to be filled and to keep things organized. You have a certain thing in this drawer and a certain thing in that drawer, and not everything's hodgepodge. Sometimes towards the end, you're like, okay, I got all these little things. Now what do I do with it? Okay, I'm going to have to put them all in here. So there might be one drawer that has a little bit of hodgepodge of stuff. All the extras. And that's kind of how we're at. And this dresser needs a master craftsman to come in and go, I'm going to fix this knob right here. I'm going to tighten this drawer. I'm going to sand down this old paint. We're going to do a new paint job. But before we do the new paint job, we really need to work out all these other little things that makes the drawer functionable, right? The dresser functionable. So you have this dresser. It's rickety, it's old, it's been beat up, abused, and the master craftsman comes in, and he tightens, and he straightens, and he strengthens, and then he sands. Sanding is one of those things. I hate to sand. When I'm doing refinishing something or working on a wood project, Sanding is like one of those chores. It's tedious. It's long. It takes time. You can't rush it, because if you rush it, you might mess it up. I've sanded something in a rush and ended up gouging the wood. It's not nice. Kind of messes it up a little. So he takes his time sanding. And so he's been sanding me for quite a while. And when he's done with the sanding, and he puts the primer, puts the paint on. Thank you, Lord, that you take time to work on me, so that eventually I am perfect just how you designed me to be. You designed us to be perfect, but sin got in the way. And then life, with its bumps and bruises, get in the way. But you're faithful. You're faithful to complete the work that you started in me. So that's all that I have for you today. Thank you, Susan, for watching. Blessings, everybody. Tomorrow, Thirsty Thinking Thursday. Today, gratitude. Thank you. Thank you, Lord, for continuing the work that you started. And blessings. Before you go, if you are on YouTube, subscribe right there. If you are not on YouTube, go over to Mona E. Harrison. That is my YouTube page, Mona E. Harrison, different from this one. This is my Facebook profile that I set up long before I ever started these morning views. So go to my YouTube page, Mona E. Harrison, and subscribe. For both YouTube and Facebook, like, comment, share if you find the content valuable, and have a blessed day. All right.